Welcome to my video of the historical or how to find historical background on Philippi through Logos. And so to get started here, I have the Greek and the ESV text open. And so very quickly in verse 1, as you're reading along, you find the city of Philippi. And it's already highlighted here. So quickly by right-clicking, you are able to, over here on the left-hand side, see a number of different resources. Some ones real quick right there, but if you scroll down, you're able to access a couple of different books that are here in Logos. And so the Lexham Bible Dictionary, the Baker Encyclopedia of the Bible are good resources. This one was a new one to me, but I thought that was a pretty helpful tool. That's easy for you to say, a tool to help you pronounce words. But let's start off with the Bible Dictionary for our purposes here. And when you open up the Lexham Bible Dictionary, you're introduced to some general information about the city, who would have founded it, information like that, about culture, the local region, cultural influences, economy, things like that. So that would be a really quick way to access the Bible Dictionary, and in the same way, you would just go through those same steps to get to the encyclopedia. And so pops up over here, and again you're able to access some just a lot of really helpful information to get historical background. Pictures are always helpful to bring things to life, so an encyclopedia is good for things like that. And there's obviously going to be some overlap information between the two, but two really quickly resources you're able to access. Another way, if you wanted to expand beyond that, would be to search in the library. And so there's popping up already for us here. Here's a commentary on Philippians, so we can click on that. Try and click on that. There we go. And over here in the table of contents, we're able to see the introduction, and right here, the Church at Philippi. So again, just a little bit deeper. Obviously, you're broadening your range of resources and voices as you keep diving into different books and finding out, more about the history of a place. Not so much for historical background, but I did think this was interesting, so I thought it was worth including. This particular commentary deals a lot with discourse analysis, so it's really heavy on that, which I thought was an interesting way to approach, obviously the book of Philippians. So that would be another helpful tool, but again, not so much for digging up little nuggets about the history or background of Philippi. Another thing that might be important to bring a text or a book to life as you're going through it would be an atlas or a map of some sort. And so up in the search bar at the top, you could type in atlas in there. You could also find it in the toolbar and go and click on atlas, and it's going to bring up a nice map for you. Where the city is, and there's a number of other maps you'll be able to find too. Probably the most efficient way that I've found is to click here and click on Topic Guide, and then over in this pane it brings up all sorts of resources. There's not a ton of sermons, actually there's none, but I was just going to say there's not a ton of new resources here at the top, but as you scroll down you can see some pictures, and this is where I would probably come to access my atlas. I would just have a number of different trips and settings and times for different trips that would interact with Philippi, whether it's here or in the book of Acts or some of Paul's journeys. So it's probably where I would go first to access my atlases. And then also just to place the time of Philippians if you're looking for a timeline or a reference to other books. You could search right in here, a Bible timeline, and we'd be looking for not Bible versions but New Testament books. And work with me here. There it goes. Very quickly be able to see where Philippians places itself here, among some of these other books as far as the time that it was written. It's not in Logos, but what was probably most eye-opening to me, just real quickly, I'll touch on it here, is Google Books. I had no idea how much information was in here. So again, I'm going to type in commentary Philippians. MacArthur's obviously going to have a lot of really helpful stuff in here. Scroll down, and eventually you're going to get to the contents and the introduction on page 1. Let's see, here we go. And again, so now I've got 9 pages worth of stuff about the city of Philippi, and again, things on culture, background, stuff that's going to be helpful to really put in its place. I was also able to find a commentary on by Silva, and he had a really neat place for exegetical commentary. I'm not finding it right now. Let's see.